Hi guys, trying to figure out this lighting. I just hate it at night. It bounces off my head, and if I shut the light, the screen light bounces off my glasses. So, how are you? It was kind of chilly today, kind of cold, but not as cold as it has been this weekend. And The Walking Dead is on tonight. It starts in about 40 minutes. So, I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you, and it's probably most of us, it's okay, I do it too, think of another person and you're like, oh man, I wish I was like them, or like it's your sister, or it's your cousin, or your best friend, or your dad, or somebody, and you're just like, oh man, I just wish I had their talents, I wish I could do that like them, I wish I could, stuff like that. And I do it, and I wonder, on one hand, if we disabled people do it more. Maybe we don't do it more, but I know, excuse me, these allergies are, I know we all do it. But Jason and I were up last night, as we usually are, and I'm trying to think of the movie, I'm trying to think of the actor. Someone said, don't be the second version of somebody else. Be the first version of yourself. So I was trying to look at who said that, and what movie, and all this stuff, and I can't find it. But I think in my research, I found that Judy Garland said it a long time ago, so maybe somebody copied it off of her. But, that's not the first time we ever heard of that, I'm sure. Not the first time we've thought about it, but we both just instantly hey, I like that quote, and I tried to memorize it, and I probably laid down, went to bed, and didn't think about it, right? But, but it's really true. Be the first version of yourself, because nobody is going to do what you do. Even if you do something like somebody else, no one's going to do what you do. And so why is it our culture to try to be like somebody else, or so much like somebody else, that we get clouded in realizing ourselves? You can be a good cook. My dad and my mom are good cooks. My dad's a chef. And I ask advice from them, hey, what do I do with such and such? Or, if you're using your Echo Dot, you can say, Alexa, oh man, you can say, Alexa, what is a good substitute for eggs?
A substitute for fruit egg is bananas.
See? Did you hear that? A substitute for eggs or bananas, and also shortening. So, you can learn, you can look up stuff, or you can ask people and learn, that if you don't know that. But, I don't want to cook like other people. I want to make my own recipes. So there's a difference of, needing some help, needing some advice, and then just wanting to follow step by step what someone else is doing. You've heard the thing, you gotta know the rules to break them, right? And so that's kind of what, we all start learning the same things, but eventually we start learning what we want to do in life. We start learning our passions, and we start learning how to creatively break those rules. I'm not talking, hardcore going to jail, stuff like that, but you want to, like that, you don't have any eggs, you use a banana, or you use something in place of something, and maybe, hey, it tastes better. You're like, oh, I like this, so I'm going to start doing this way instead, right? So, and I got two brothers and two sisters. You know, my older brother, he's a genius. I'm not saying, you know, I'm saying literally he is a genius. He has very high level IQ. And then you can go, oh man, I wish I was as smart as my brother, you know, or my sister, right under me, she's got she's straight A's in school, and she did ballet, and she did karate, and she did baseball, and all these things. You're like, man, I wish I was like her, right? She does so much, and then and my other sister, she was the baby sister, and so she got away with pretty much anything she wanted, right? Who doesn't want to be like that? But you know, nobody else in my family writes like I do. So, you know, no one else in my family cooks like I do. No one else in my family thinks like I do, even though my brother's a genius. We both think differently. And so, you know, I like all these things about me, and I'm creative, and even like my caregivers at night. Like the other night, we made some black bean burritos with celery and mushrooms, and my caregiver, who says he can cook very well, he's like, man, I wouldn't have thought about that, you know? So, I mean, you've heard me say before that each one of us has a talent that no one else has. It doesn't matter if you're 3 years old or 90 years old. You know, there's something you can do that no one else can do, and nothing's going to change that. They can learn from you all they want. You can learn from them all they want, or all you want, and it's just, you know what you know, and you're good at it. So you know, why are we obsessed with trying to be so much like somebody else? I don't know. I wish I could think of where that quote came from. Like, really, we were watching the commercial last night. I think it was the new movie that's coming out, Fighting with Your Parents, Fighting with Your Family. But I don't remember. So I'm sure we'll watch that movie because it looks good anyway. It's got The Rock in it, so. But yeah, be the first version of yourself, not the second version of somebody else. So, I feel like I had more to say about this, but I came in here and I lost pretty much all of it. But really, you guys, you know, everyone is talented in their own way, and everyone, like I said, everyone has their own, and maybe you share your talent with somebody, but you still can't copy theirs, and they still can't copy yours. So, you know, everyone does it differently, and everyone has a unique approach to everything they do, and that's really what makes us amazing, you know, that we can all do these different things, that we know different things, and we are different people. So don't worry if, you know, you're growing up and you're look at your family and, well, dang, my whole family are you know, golfers, and I want to be a musician or something. You know, that's cool, because if everyone else is a golfer, well, no one else knows music, and so, you know, you can entertain them in ways that can't entertain you. So, or just whatever your talent is. And then, you know, I hear a lot of people like, oh man, I'm like 50 or whatever, and I still haven't figured out my life yet. Well, that's okay too, because it's never too late to discover something. And I know a lot of people who are like 30, 40, 50, and they're just discovering their talent. There's no pressure. You know, you don't have to be fresh out of high school or something. You're, you know, 18 years old and have your whole entire life figured out. No, it's okay. I mean, you know, Jason and I are in our 40s. We're just barely figuring out this, you know, this step right here. And we've discovered we're really good at it, or at least I hope we are. How are we doing? I think we are. So, but maybe even 10, 20 years ago, we wouldn't have been so good at this. Or, maybe timing is part of the plan here. And so, I have a reborn artist friend. Well, she's still my friend, but she passed away. But she was, I want to tell you, she was 87. Now, before that, I really didn't know any 87-year-old people reborning, right? They're all 30s, 40s, 50s. I know some who are in their 20s, 87 years old and reborning babies, and they were some of my favorite babies. And so, you just don't know what you got in store, So just try stuff, though. You have to give it your all, your heart and soul, blood and guts, everything, but some things really don't work out, and that's fine. That's okay. As long as you're giving it everything, then you're like, well, maybe this isn't what I want to do, and that's okay. But sometimes it is what you want to do, and so you learn and you grow with it, and everything just comes together for you. So there's no age, there's no anything, there's nothing, and you just have to keep in your head all the time, be the first version of yourself, and that's it, because nobody can be you. So I guess that's all, and I guess that's all. I don't know. If you guys want to add anything, you can comment. I'll be posting the our link for the Echo Dot, since I did mention her. She is very useful. She doesn't know everything, but we're learning together, so maybe it's just how you word something, but yeah. We learn a lot from her, and in the mornings we'll tell her good morning, and then she'll say something about that day years ago, something that happened. So yeah, we're always learning, we're always growing, and just have fun with it, Have fun, but work hard, but have fun. It's that's all there is to it. And just be yourself. We are 2 feet below, and we love you guys very much. Good night.